Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica from the scrapbooks of Adrian Frater. In its early years, St. James High School, which was founded in 1961 and was formerly known as Senior School and Montego Bay Secondary School, was a highly underrated institution. In those days, with the cream of the crop from the primary schools in Montego Bay heading off to schools such as Cornwall College, Mount and Verna, and Montego Bay High School, either via the common entrance examination route or through transfer, they got the quote-unquote good students, while St. James High got those who were considered as potential failures. However, while the school struggled academically, it was always a giant in producing outstanding students in technical subjects and hospitality, and was particularly good in both sports, music, and the arts. In sports, the school produced top-flight footballers such as Jamaica's 1998 World Cup heroes Theodore Tappa Whitmore and Durrant Totty Brown, and of course Jamaica's legendary striker Paul Tegat Davis. And in music, the school produced the likes of Alan White Mice Crichton, Richard Papa Richie Mackenzie, Pants and Sonny, Mackie Conscious, Cat Paw and Junior History, and of late, Andre Nature Ellis. Following the upgrading of the school into a full-fledged high school just over 2 decades ago, the school has been flourishing, especially under the leadership of the current principal Joseph Williams, and it is now a much stronger school academically and much more potent in sports, especially football. The school, which won the Grace Kennedy All-Ireland Football Championship in 1981, climbed among the elite in schoolboy football in 2008 when they captured the Ben Francis knockout title courtesy of a 4-0 win over Dintle High School, and then landed the big one, the coveted DaCosta Cup, with a 2-0 win over Spalding High School to become the undisputed champion of rural Jamaica's schoolboy football. In this edition of Lest You Forget, we will be looking back at the Ben Francis Cup final and the DaCosta Cup final from the Gleaner stories I wrote on the 2 games. It will be supplemented by never-before-seen photographs from my photo archive. In the Ben Francis Cup knockout final, which was played at Durrant Park on the afternoon of Saturday, November 1, 2008, the lead paragraph of the story I wrote for the Gleaner, which was published under the headline Rampant St. James Win Knockout Title, the lead paragraphs read as follows. St. James High School won the first major title of the 2008 Issa Pepsi Digital Schoolboy Football season yesterday afternoon when they scored an emphatic 4-0 win over Dintle Technical High School at Durrant Park in Montego Bay to crown themselves Ben Francis KO champions. In a dominant performance that had their fans in a cheering frenzy for most of the 90 minutes, the St. James High team, which remained unbeaten in all competitions this season, scored through Alan Otti 2, Nikolai Barrett, and Ricardo Morris. It was the kind of performance that we came here hoping for this afternoon, and I'm absolutely elated that it had happened for us, said Pastor Hugh Solomon, coach of the St. James High team. This one is for the entire school family because they have supported the boys all the way. St. James High took the lead in the 39th minute of play when Morris broke out of midfield and after dribbling several paces, cracked a savage left footer that kept swinging away from the diving goalkeeper before striking the back of the net, making the half-time score 1-0. St. James went further ahead in the 55th minute when Otti dropped a superb pass at the feet of Barrett, who fired powerfully into the roof of the net, making the score 2-0. St. James went further ahead in the 77th minute with a gem of a goal. A brilliant exchange of passes between Barrett and Otti left the Dintle defence in tatters, and Otti calmly fired in his 11th goal of the season, making the score 3-0. Otti sealed the issue in the dying moments of the game when he won possession on the edge of the penalty area, fumbled initially but managed to compose himself enough to roll the ball past the helpless goalkeeper, making the final score 4-0. In the DaCosta Cup final, which was again played at Durrant Park on Saturday, December 13, 2008, the story I wrote, which was published under the headline St. James Grab Crown, the lead paragraphs read as follows. St. James High School are the undisputed champions of rural schoolboy football in Jamaica after defeating Spalding High School 2-0 in the Issa Pepsi Digital DaCosta Cup final at Jarrett Park yesterday to add that title to the Ben Francis knockout title they won earlier in the season. Despite not being as fluent as they were in their most recent games, the Pastor Hugh Solomon coach St. James High School again benefit from prolific strikers Nikolai Barrett and Alan Atty, who came into the final sharing 42 goals and each added 1 goal to their tally, making it 21 for Barrett and 23 for Atty. We came into this game knowing that what was at stake was what we have been working hard for all season, and we were not prepared to let it slip away, said Coach Solomon. This is a happy and proud moment, and naturally we are elated. St. James took the lead in the 45th minute when a long-range free kick by Barrett fell awkwardly before the goalkeeper, clipped his hands, and then ended up in the back of the goal, making the half-time score 1-0. On the stroke of full-time, Atty sealed the issue when he won possession just outside the penalty area, dribbled several paces, and then unleashed a powerful grounder which crashed in the back of the net, making the final score 2-0. Skipper Fabian McCarthy was overjoyed at the final whistle as he pounded his chest with his fist, shouting, "We are the best, we are the best." In looking back at that proud moment for St. James High School, it was one of those unforgettable moments in the history of Western Jamaica. Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica from the scrapbooks of Adrian Frater.